Welcome back to the series where I fly to a random country to try some food that originates from that country. If this is the first time you're watching this series, make sure you check out my previous videos. I'll leave a link to the playlist in the description below. Today I am flying back to Italy to try some pasta. Where exactly in Italy am I going? Well, I guess you guys will find out very soon. Currently I'm at Gatwick Airport, which means it's time to catch my flight. Can you guess where I am? I'll give you a second. Behind me, we have one of the most iconic landmarks in the world, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. So far on this series, I've been going to cities that I've never been to before and cities that I usually wouldn't consider visiting. I'll be honest, I have been to Pisa before, but I was 10 years old, so I don't think it really counts. So I thought this would be a good opportunity for me to explore the city again and remind myself why it's so beautiful and so iconic before getting myself that pasta. Pisa is one of the smallest cities here in Italy, and this is like the main square, the main touristy bit of the whole city, for obvious reasons. Over there in the distance we have the Leaning Tower of Pisa, one of the most iconic buildings in the world. Right next to it we have the cathedral, which is free to visit. The tower itself I believe is €20, and I plan to visit that later today. And then over here we have, I believe it's called the Batisserie or Batista. I probably butchered that pronunciation. I'll put a caption below explaining what this is. So you can buy the tickets for the tower and the surrounding buildings from this beautiful building. It's €20 to go to the tower and €8 for the other buildings, and the cathedral is free to visit. And for the price of €27, you can visit all the buildings in this area. Once you've paid for your ticket, you then need to drop your bags off in these lockers. Why you need to do this? Well, that will become very clear in a bit. So I've booked tickets to go inside at 2 o'clock, which is in about 50 minutes time. Whilst I'm here, I assume you guys know why the tower is leaning, but off chance you don't, let me explain it to you. When the tower was built in the 12th century, it started tilting pretty much immediately because the foundations were so weak and the fact that the tower was built on soft ground. In fact, the tilt was so bad they actually had to do stabilising work on the tower, but it's still tilting enough that it remains iconic to this day. I'm inside the tower and I'm just waiting for the tour to begin. I never realised it was basically just an empty open space. And then it was time to climb up the 269 steps to the top of the tower. And I've made it to the top. As you saw in a time lapse, it's just marble steps all the way up to the top here. Apparently there's 250 steps in total, and to be fair, it didn't seem like a lot, but then to be fair, I was also walking quite slowly because there was people coming down at the same time. It's quite narrow, to be honest. But yeah, from the top you get pretty nice views of Pisa. And for €20, it's not too bad in terms of value for money, given how iconic and popular the Leaning Tower of Pisa is. Normally, a place like this in the middle of Europe, you'd expect to be completely overpriced, like 40, €50. But for €20, it's definitely not too bad. I think I've spent enough time here. The view is nice, but it's a December afternoon and it's starting to get a little bit chilly and windy, so I think it's time to head back down and check out the cathedral, which, if you remember, was free to visit. So the cathedral is actually older than the Leaning Tower itself, and both those buildings form a part of this square, which is surrounded by this wall that you can see over there. I've seen quite a few people walk along the top of the wall today, so I'm going to find out how to do that, and hopefully it's free. But before that, let's check out the cathedral. In typical classical Italian style, the cathedral was absolutely stunning from the outside and the inside. The decor was incredible, with a number of paintings across the various walls, as well as the frescoes on the ceiling. In my opinion, the cathedral is certainly worth visiting. So it turns out to walk along the walls, it's €5, which isn't too bad, but considering I paid to go up the tower, I don't see the point in paying extra to go along the walls. I'm going to get the same views. If anything, it'll be slightly worse than the tower. So yeah, I don't see the point. Anyway, the time now is 3:30 and I think it's time to finally have that pasta meal. I found the perfect place to go and get that pasta. Let's go to the restaurant. So I've come to We Love Pasta. I feel like this is the perfect place for this video of me flying to Italy to try some pasta. I couldn't find a better named restaurant. So they do homemade fresh pasta at a very reasonable price as well, considering this is only a 5-minute walk away from the tower. I think I'm going to go for maybe the Mezza Manci al Via Regina. So I may have messed up slightly. It turns out We Love Pasta is closed. Apparently it's only open from 11:30 to 3 o'clock. For some reason, I thought it'd be open until 7, so yeah, I messed up pretty big time on that. It would have been the perfect restaurant to go for this video, but not to worry, there are plenty of restaurants around this area. I mean, it's very touristy, so what else do you expect? I found a restaurant that was about a 5-minute walk away from We Love Pasta, and I've got myself some pasta. I ordered pappardelle di cinghiale, which is basically pasta with boar sauce. Apologies if I butchered that pronunciation. If there's one thing Italians do well, it's food. So I'm really looking forward to the pasta, and I'm starving as well. The pasta was decent, though the boar sauce did feel a bit too rich for my liking. At €9, it wasn't as affordable as the other shop would have been, but it was still relatively good value for money, especially considering the area I was in. I had a decent dinner and the time is now 5 PM. I've got about an hour to kill before I need to make my way back to the airport. I feel like I've seen everything there is to see around this sort of touristy area of Pisa, around the Leaning Tower of Pisa. So what I'm going to do now is sort of walk towards the centre of Pisa. As you can probably tell, I'm filming this video in the middle of December. So maybe towards like the centre of Pisa there might be some kind of like Christmas market. I don't actually know for sure, but may as well check it out anyway. There's a bit of a market, I guess, but it's not really a proper Christmas market. It's more of like a arts and crafts kind of market. I've made my way to another one of Pisa's squares. This is the Piazza del Cavalier, something like that. As per usual, I'll leave a caption below so you can see exactly how it's spelled. It's time for me to find a taxi and make my way back to the airport. I hope you guys enjoyed this latest video in this series. Like I said at the start of this video, if this is the first time you're watching this series, make sure you go back and watch the rest of the videos. I've been on some exciting trips. I think this is the last video I'm going to be releasing in 2024, so I hope you guys have had a good holiday and I wish you all the best for 2025. I've got lots of exciting plans for 2025 and I can't wait to share with you guys, so make sure you subscribe to see those videos whenever they come out. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well, stay safe, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.